the center of the dam. They are quite playful, the hippos, as the time actually... Yes! As the time there comes for them to actually start the activity of the evening.
From growing lion families to the rare and unexpected sightings, the wild really reminds us that it's always unpredictable. Thank you again for tuning in for Safari Plus, and we'll see you next time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in for Safari Live. It is a beautiful start to the day out here in the Masai Mara with our very snoozy Lioness. She's a bit muddy, but I will get into that later. Hello everyone, my name is Imara, and on camera we have James. It's going to be a great one, off to a great start with the Lioness. And before we get much into it, we'd like to show you guys a highlight of one of the most adorable moments with a giraffe. A young giraffe when it was starting to walk. So let's check out the cuteness overload with a baby giraffe. Welcome. Look at that. It's so tiny, it's so weak. And at first I was like, this female is acting a bit strange. And then when we looked at her backside, you could tell that still had a bit of blood. So she is definitely just from giving birth. She walked away because, one, when the baby's in the tall grass, and also with cars, they're not really feeling afraid of cars and people like that. But mom needs to feed the baby. Oh, there we go, guys. The first steps of a baby giraffe. Look at those legs. Oh my gosh. Come on, little. You got it. You got it. 30 minutes to 60 minutes it takes for a giraffe to stand up. So guys, that's how long it's taken for this little guy to now start walking, join mama. How cute was that? So today's theme is going to be babies of the bush. I'm going to try my best to find Lola the cubs and anything young and cute and adorable and put it up on the screen for you. And guys, I'm not alone. We have Ian, Dan, and Andrew. We'll wait for Tshepo, guys. We'll see how it goes. But so far, we're still going to continue with the drive and still out here enjoying this beautiful sunrise. I think it's one of the most beautiful sunrise we've had in a very, very long time because there's no clouds at the bottom base of the area because it's a bit of a hill. Small escarpment, not really escarpment, the hills on the east side. So our Lioness right there bathing in the golden light. And we're not too far from our smelly hippo pool. So I'm hoping that mud is not really hippo poop or mud from that section, because I don't know how she'll be able to get herself clean in the grooming. I don't know if they will really like that taste, but look at that environment. Beautiful dew on the grass, green on this section, then you see going golden all the way to the top. So far back that goes towards Paradise area. I don't know why she's sitting here, although this is their territory, but particularly at the edge of this seasonal river. Because, yeah, I don't know, she's looking muddy. Yesterday we did see a Lioness. Oh, look at her. My Zotis, yes, lion cubbies are the cutest. We'll do our very best to find Lola. If not, it's okay. I just like knowing that they are healthy and alive. That's the big part. But if we can, send us all the luck you have, and we'd love to look for them. But our young lady right here, I don't know if it's the same lioness we saw yesterday evening. There was a lioness actually, in case it's not her, on the other side of this seasonal river. And she was like trying to get closer to buffaloes, but the buffaloes saw her. So it feels like the marsh girls are all kind of scattered too. I haven't seen Kaleo in a long time. The last time I saw her was when she was also with Lola and the cubbies. Oh, nice snoozy. She was really fighting the sleep. And now she's laid her head down. But I'm sure once it does get hotter, she will move to a different location. But today it's been quite chilly. You can even see how we're dressed. Very nice and warm. You can see Big James in the back with his gloves also. I have my gloves. So it's always good to stay very warm. Keep on the safer side. But the sun is coming in nicely. Our flat chapati. Bridget. Oh, yeah, she does actually. I'm just curious where the mud came from. If she did cross over, maybe she did just kind of miss a step and get a bit of mud on herself. The stomach does look not too big, not saying that she's caught anything. And yesterday the lioness was trying to go with the buffaloes. We knew there was going to be a 90% chance of unsuccess because there was a whole herd of buffaloes. They're all next to each other. To isolate one buffalo, you need to follow them for a very long time and be patient about it. But the lioness just went straight ahead. Oh, but a beautiful start. Again, one of the most beautiful sunrise we have seen out here. Oh, cutie pie. What did you do? What were you doing? Where were you? And guys, if you saw the ID, like her face, maybe we can even help with some IDs. I always love to hear your comments. Donna, oh my goodness, yes, yes. Baby elephants are the cutest. That's Big James' favorite animal. So I do hope that we will get to see some baby elephants today. We did see some actually yesterday, and it was very, very adorable watching them with their trunks as they swing it around. And one of them was also chasing a cattle egret, which was quite funny, acting like the cattle egret was a bit of a nuisance, but they usually do follow elephants to get the insects that they disturb in the grass. But look at her. Yeah, again, tummy looks not too big. I can't see the other side of her stomach, so I can't tell about her mammary glands. I always like checking on that. Again, little cubbies will like to know. Oh, beautiful location. But look at that, she's literally at the entrance of a hippo path. You see right there on the right side? That is, even yesterday I showed how the hippo paths look like. Looks like literally like a footpath. But funny enough, usually in the middle, there's always grass growing because hippos, their legs don't touch on each side. So you'll see how it does separate the grass in the middle. But that is a section where hippos go in and out. So again, her location of resting spot is quite amusing. In case a hippo did come into the water, she would be in danger or in trouble, let's say, because hippos, they do feel more safe in the water. So if you're between them and their safe spot, then they will be like, what are you doing? And we will try to drive around, maybe see some of our hippos, see if they have any young ones, but I highly doubt it because it's a smelly hippo place. But we're going to send you over to Ian to say good morning, see what his plans are for the day, and we'll start the morning drive with another beautiful sighting.
Well, morning everyone. Great morning here in the sands. My name is Ian. Behind me on the camera is Big Sean, and it's just such a beautiful morning. We woke up and first thing I actually checked was the weather report. It says it's going to be warm, so let me just turn it. and so we're quite excited. We had a bit of a quiet drive yesterday, so we're really hoping to pick up the paces. It sounds like Imara's off to a great start as always. So yeah, really excited to just get going, and never know what's around the next bend. This is Nyala Bend we're driving now, and there was some action on the radio late last night, but all in the other properties. So the animals are here, they just need to come and find us, or we need to just find us. We're also ready to rock my Zotis, but yeah, thanks for the positive vibes. And I don't know, I change my wardrobe, I go all superstitious mode when I have a quiet drive. I asked Sean to put on his lucky socks today. I've got my lucky everything on, so let's see what happens. But definitely a beautiful morning. I think it's going to be about 29 today on the forecast. Don't really need the spotlight anymore. The moon, half moon above us, and nice to be out and about and enjoying a beautiful dose of nature this morning. And yeah, I've got the morning chorus, I'm not sure if you can hear all the crested francolins. They're kind of calling all over us, behind us. We're in this drainage line, and it's nice to just go, stop, drive, look for tracks. And then obviously in the morning you hope that something's walked onto the property. I didn't hear any lions though, it was pretty quiet last night, but you always hope there's been a change in the morning, so it's always like a reboot for me in the morning. And love to find something exciting. I feel like we're due. Sure, I think everyone's got their own superstitions. Some people more than others. Whether it's a lucky pair of undies or lucky shoes. I used to put my short shoes on in the afternoon and my long shoes in the morning. My boots in the morning. I'd sometimes drive different roads. I'm trying to think all my superstitions. If I didn't have a tea in the afternoon, then I would be unlucky. So yeah, all these things that are in my what we call kopwurms, headworms, crazy thoughts. I don't think it really matters. But whatever you tell yourself, the placebo effect is real. But no, just a beautiful morning, and I guess it's what I'm finding more and more is just what you appreciate now. What you wake up and you're in a good vibe, you're in a good energy, then that's actually what you need to do. And if it doesn't work for you, well then at least you're in a good vibe and good energy. But too many times, I know I personally, I was chatting to this with my partner, my wife to be, and we were talking about the pressure we put on ourselves, and that was real yesterday, but today I've let it all go. Okay, good morning everybody, and a very warm welcome here to Sandringham this morning. It is a beautiful morning. Started off quite warm, and now it feels like it's gotten a whole lot colder. My name is Daniel Fisher, and on the camera this morning we've got Muscles and Paul, and luckily for him, he's alive, believe it or not. If you were with us yesterday afternoon, you saw that he had a little bit of a scare with potentially a leaf, but he says an insect that bit him. But luckily he made it through the night. So anyway, welcome guys. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning for your very own live safari. Please send through your comments and questions and thoughts. We've started our morning just with a beautiful sunrise in the back, slowly coming up with the beautiful dead trees in the background there as well. We've also taken this moment just to stop, relax, listen. We left those lions last night on our right hand side, not far away from here. So I'm trying to see if I can't hear anything that's going on. My guess is that they're not still there. They've probably moved off somewhere else. But there's a chance that they are moving around. Maybe an impala or something sees them and alarm calls. Or maybe we hear them calling. That's how we found them a few days ago when they made that giraffe kill. It's something that they are seeming to do, particularly when they are all together. So just stopping for a moment, listening. And that, I think, is our plans for this morning. Once again, we are at Sandringham, trying to keep up in the chronicles and the daily lives of the Black Dam Pride, and see if we can't find some tracks and catch up to them. Dana, another wild morning is in the books for me. I think it's potentially for all of us. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And we've got to find the lions first. Maybe we've used all of our luck. Hopefully not. Let's just try and keep it up a bit. We have had some pretty wild mornings, from wildebeest kills to giraffe kills to wild dogs in Sandringham yesterday. 3 of them on a nyala carcass. Pretty wild. So let's see if we can keep up that momentum. I haven't heard anything while we're sitting here, and appreciate the sun coming up, listening, and trying to see if we can search for some lions. And while we do that, let's head back over to Imara and the Mara and see what she's up to.
A wild morning indeed. And guys, I've been wanting to see hippos going back in. And our hippo here is trying to figure out the best way to go back. Look at that, trying to squeeze through that section. Will you fit? Oh, different attempt. It knows this is its home. It knows this is how it gets back in. But Owl has been so curious. One, the edges are so steep, but you can see they do go in. So our hippo is wondering, how did I enter home last night? Or last time, in the morning, I mean. Because they usually do come out during the day to, at night to graze. The hippo is looking for the path to get back down. It's on the other side of this seasonal river, which has become very muddy because of all the hippo activities and hippo poop. Yes, our fellow over here, our friend, is very much thinking, how did I get home last time? You can see we're just here on this other side. Usually they are quite shy, but once you stop the car, they calm down, and then you can either see the other hippos down there at the bottom. I think he's asking for some advice. He's like, guys, where's the key for the door? Where's the front door? Yeah. Oh, buddy, I'm sure you've enjoyed eating all the grass at night. And with hippos, you can see their mouth. People think that they bite the grass with their teeth, but it's actually with their lips. Oh, don't go. Yeah, I think that path it wanted to take was a bit too steep for it. Maybe another path would be the best. But I like how animals do take their time with their decision. Tony, ooh, what a question. I'd like to think that hippo mouths, they're a bit more muscular, have more muscle to it. You can see it's smelling the whole ground. Also, we will see with rhinos, yeah, like their lips do move a lot, and you'll see the difference between white rhino and black rhino. White, usually, remember, it's because they have a wide mouth, white rhino. Oh, gone behind the bushes. But hippos depend a lot on their sense of smell. I'm just wondering if we're able to see. Oh, Big James, thank you. We have some doves right here. I don't know if it's the red-eyed dove. But our hippo, yeah, definitely trying to look the way to go back in. And last time we did have our cute doves. Well, one of them sitting on a nest. I went back to check, but no one was home. So that was kind of sad. Not sad. I hope they're all well. But let me see if I can get us another better view of the hippo trying to go back in. Because I always think it's quite interesting how they maneuver, especially with their big legs, well, short legs and big body. And since we've been talking about our chicks in the nest, we can check out a highlight of our red-eyed dove when it was sitting on the nest and actually kind of feeding the little chicks. We're here with a red-eyed dove. Look at that. Those are some chicks at the bottom. We thought she was just sitting. And definitely it does seem to be a nest, but look how beautiful. I'm assuming it is a female because the doves, well, the red-eyed doves, they do like to take shifts, both male and female. The male will be the one incubating during the day, so from midday all the way until around afternoon, and then she will go forage, get food, and then they'll switch over where she's the one doing at night and late morning. So that's why I'm assuming it's a female because it is still early morning. But look at that, guys. She's most likely feeding the chicks. We did check on this dove a few weeks ago, or actually, yeah, it's been a few weeks or 2 weeks. And it's actually the same period it takes for incubating the eggs. It's about 14 days.
Good morning, a very good morning, and welcome to the morning sunrise safari. My name is Tshepo, and behind the camera, I am with Bibo. It's a very beautiful morning. I always love saying the earliest bird catches the fattest worm. The earliest guide gets to see the beautiful sightings. We were so lucky. Just as we got to the dam, we heard the splashes of hippo returning. And they are there already. This is one of my favorite spots as well. The sound of water running over the dam wall just makes everything complete and fresh to start the morning. But this morning, I am feeling very, very, very confident. Oh, Sandra, the colors, it's a reminder. These colors are just a reminder, Sandra. It's a beginning of a new day. It's a beginning of a new chapter where we have to unveil the mysteries of nature. And I am hoping to check on our little ones. The main focus, want to see the babies of the bush. Hopefully we get to see Queen. Hopefully we get to see Atsile and the young ones. Hopefully we get to see the Lioness and the young ones. With our hippos already in the dam, already had returned, I am going to send you back to Imara in Mara, where the hippos are returning.
I love how it's always connected with our different locations, how you can hear the hippos on that side and here we can see the hippo. So it kind of puts everything together. But our friend here is still figuring out, where did I come out from? How can I get back home? But you see where it started walking on? That's a hippo path, hippo trail if you want to call it. And they do depend a lot on sense of smell. They're very good with that. Oh, we even had a jackal at the bottom there. So everyone here likes to come and see the smelly hippos. I'm just curious about our friend here. Where is the way you came home? And as I was saying, they do highly depend on their sense of smell. So that's why they have the hippo trail, and beside the hippo trail, they usually like points where they poop on their bushes, on some bushes, and they know this is the way home, because their eyesight is not the best. It's not the best to compare from like lions or even giraffes. So their sense of smell is their best tool. Underwater, they're good with seeing because another like layer that comes kind of goes over their eyes, so they can see underwater. But in such a case, I know this hippo is wondering, and all the other hippos know this hippo maybe is from them because they haven't reacted in any way. They have not made any noises that sound like it's an intruder or an outsider. And I love how they take their sweet time with thinking. I think it's something we should also learn from our animals. Don't rush into things. Always think it through. Can see some of the glands on the skin right there that excretes the red sweat, blood sweat, which is just like a liquid that actually helps almost said elephant, the hippo stay hydrated. Hi buddy, what's up? You're really thinking. And then look at that mouth. With the hippo mouth, it can open up to 180 degrees, so that's like proper straight line. So you can kind of see the line of how the crease of the mouth. And I love seeing details of hippos because we see them in the water majority of the time. And look at those legs. You're thinking they're small, but they're very powerful. They run really fast. And it's not fat on their body. It's a lot of muscle. Hey, you're trying to figure out which way, yeah? I don't think it's that way, buddy. But you know the best. Let me not say anything because the hippo knows the best way. And look at the rear end. Stephanie, oh wow. I've never thought of it that way. I think you could be onto something. Now I can't unsee it. So hippos are strawberries. I like that. Look at the tail. That's our, like a screen wiper. How do you call it? Wind wiper? No, it's not a wind wiper. The one on the screen of the vehicle. And it goes side, side, side. Yeah, our hippo is like, guys, where is the front door? Have you locked me out of the house? That's why the hippo trails are very important for them.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favourite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. Over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
Others on our other side. What do you think, Hippo? No? I just always find it so interesting because sometimes I feel like they could take a wrong step and like roll down, which I hope not. And sometimes I've seen one going even in reverse, like a water going into the barrow. It went sliding downwards and then entered. Oh, Hippo. Your friends are waiting for you at the bottom. Oh, beautiful. That's spur wing, lapwing, yeah. What's going on? Looks like it's scared of the bird. And hippos sometimes look like rhinos. So we're going to send you over to a young rhino calf. Let's go see how it looks and see the cuteness overload.
We thought we'd found the newest
rhino member to the impala population, but now we've officially found it. Look at this little thing. Oh my goodness. Oxpeckers, there's probably no ticks on this little fellow now. It's like, Mom, what are these things sitting on my back? You'll get used to it, son. Oh, boy, bathroom break. Goodness gracious. Birds have no boundaries, eh?
It is always amazing to see young ones, especially rhinos. Having to see them at that small size, knowing that they're going to be these enormous, gigantic animals. And my favorite highlight of young rhinos, especially the baby ones, the brand new baby. It looks like a warthog. It's so tiny. My favorite was when it fell on a termite mound. It was the funniest thing to see, all four legs facing up like that. The curiosity of them as well when they are still that young and trying to climb everything, running around the mother. Beauty. But I believe we're going to be so fortunate this morning. We're going to find young ones. But as we continue to see what first baby we will see this morning, let's find out what Dan has for us.
Okay, good luck with that search, Tshepo, for the babies, for specifically today's baby themed drive, baby wild animals. Turn that down. And geez, it looks like that sun is about to creep up. We are taking it very slowly here, just driving around this block, trying to see if we can spot where those lions have exited, and if we are very lucky we could maybe catch up with some of those younger cubs from the Black Dam Pride as well. And so yeah, it's important not to try and miss this step. It becomes challenging when there is grass growing on the road like it is now. I don't have an experienced tracker sitting on the front helping me. I've got to try and do it myself, and if the lions did cross over here I would probably miss it. In that case I'll just keep doing loops around. And yeah, I mean, Imposa reckons those lions have moved. I also think they would have moved, but who knows, maybe they're still in there. It'll be difficult to tell. The only way we're going to find out is by kind of doing a game drive and hopefully finding them somewhere else. Jerome, do I think that I'm starting to see patterns in this pride's routine? I think it's a difficult question. I think I would like to say yes, but I think ultimately no. It takes a long time to really work it out, and I think the patterns are actually pretty random. They might have some kind of ideas and movements. I don't think I've been doing it here at Sandringham long enough to really understand the movements of this pride. So I think I'm going to have to say no. I would like to think that I'm getting a hang of it, and I think we've had 3 or 4 very successful days with the Black Dam Pride, and it makes it look like maybe I've got a bit of an understanding, but today might be a big lesson learned and not predicting what they did right. We had several good chats with the Tracker Academy about how one tracks lions, and you've really got to try and get into the heads of how a lion moves and how a lion behaves. Even the best trackers, the best lion experts can get it right a handful of times. Here's a little look at our sun. I think it's a good moment to have a look at it. Let's just park back a little bit here, get a little bit raised here, and pause. What do you think? Where's our spot? Oh, you think in that gap or not? A little bit further back. The sun has just poked its head up above the horizon there. Gives us an opportunity to stop as well again and just listen. See if we can't hear any calling, or what about... You don't think so, but... Jeez, this is proving... Yeah.
Maybe this group Iana forward.
There, that's the gap. How are we looking? Forward, back, maybe? I mean, this is
Forward.
a little bit forward.
More.
More.
More. Okay.
Beautiful. Okay, let's have a quick look at this and turn the vehicle off so we can listen to what's going on around us. Beautiful view of the sun coming up, and a perfect little gap there in Poza. Must have recovered very well from that venomous bite last night. Yeah, just going to keep quiet for a moment, listen to what's going on around us. Your ears will often tell you a different story to what your eyes do. Sounds like some crested francolins just got spooked. Okay, I'm going to spend a moment here until the sun gets completely up. Did I just hear a growl? Can't remember. Listen carefully. I'm going to double check that as well. And while I sit here, let's go head over to Ian, who seems to be doing something very similar to us. Yeah, great minds thinking alike there, Dan. Beautiful sunrise, and I'm just taking it all in. We can hear some birds, and you're always fascinated, you know, when I look at the sun and, you know, that 150 million kilometers away, and how I sometimes go into, you know, how Earth is exactly in the right position. Closer we would be too hot, and the oxygen would be a gas. I mean, sorry, water would be a gas, and further away water would freeze. And so, yeah, there's the light coming. 8 minutes 20 seconds, and yeah, just a bit mind-boggling. So there's the kopworms, the headworms. But beautiful start to the morning. We did have some lion tracks, but they looked like they were moving off towards the cut line, and that's about all we can report so far. And I've been listening to the radio, seeing what's happening on the traverse. Beautiful pink, Cindy. I'm seeing a lot of orange as well, and soon it's going to be up and bright for a 29 degrees forecast day. But yeah, just through these, looks like we've got some terminalia and bush willow, and mesmerizing. All right, I think it's time for us to do some work. Let's go and check in with Imara. She's got a lioness enjoying the sun.
A lot of our animals today are enjoying the sun. Seems like the sun said it's going to be a really good morning. But I'm getting some nice updates about our female right here. So again, we're wondering, why is she muddy? That means she was up to something. So from another guide who is able to get a bit closer to the edge, because right now with the angle it's very tough, we do hear that she did catch a topi, and it's actually at the bottom of this lager. that is actually very impressive. This area we do have a lot of topies, and I'm sure sometimes the topies, one of them can wander off or even stay in the tall grass to sleep for the night and kind of, get ready to chill. But Lioness was like, no chilling, I need to eat. So, one, there are two reasons to why our lioness has done this, why I'm saying putting the topi kill in the lager, because that's why she's muddy, because it's always good to do a bit of investigation out here and ask, why are they looking like this? Why are they staying here? Why are they not going away? Because I was like, this is a very interesting location to just sit without having any purpose. So I'm sure she's also one covering that scent of the kill being in the lager. Oh, is she going back down? Yeah, she is. I don't know if we're able to see, but she's definitely going down to the lager. That kind of concludes that, yes, there is a kill down there, and do highly suspect it being a topi, as I've heard. I don't know if she will drag it out. It would be nice if she does. If she doesn't, then she's trying to keep it hidden, the scent hidden. Because no hyenas around. I did see a jackal, but no hyenas, and I didn't smell anything either. Let's see. It looks, I just saw her walking across this way. We'll try our best to also try get a good view. Darby, yeah, I wish you were here a moment. I don't know how we will try get, because again with this lager, it's has a very steep edge. We have a lot of hippo paths that go back in. How can we see our sweetheart girl? Okay, oh, Big James has seen. Okay, he's seen a good angle. Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Left.
Oh, hold on, she's moving.
There.
Thank you very much, and good morning. Welcome everybody to another wonderful day here in Amakhala Game Reserve. It's looking nice and fresh this morning, isn't it? Not too cold. Luckily, it's about 9 degrees Celsius, and we're going to get to about, I think they said about 19 degrees Celsius today. So all good. My name's Andrew, by the way. Morgan, he's behind the camera, and RTR Artfark is somewhere around here. Can't find him just yet, but he is around. Look at this view. Isn't this just spectacular? Right, so as you can see, we are on sort of /Eloweni Road, and we're going to be making our way down into the basin this morning. We're going to see if we can find some of the elephants again. We know more or less where they are, and hopefully we can catch up with them this morning, and we can spend some good time with them. All right, let's carry on. Let's go look for these elephants. We're going to send you back to Imara. She's found her lioness on a carcass.
Beautiful colors everywhere. And guys, let's give Big James a nice congratulations, or very nice, because he's the one who was able to spot this best angle. And now we can see why she was hanging out by the edge of this river. It's a very seasonal river, but you can see some water in the background slowly flowing. But my main focus is her eating. So looking at the leg, it is a topi. It's been eaten a lot. But it's just interesting because her tummy is not so big. So is this a leftover? Has it been here for some time? Because if she did eat a lot of this, her stomach would have been really big. And we have seen how lions look like after they've eaten a big meal. And her being alone, obviously she has the whole topi to herself. And she was sitting out here, because I was like, why are you sitting where hippos are, and literally on the hippo trail? And exactly where she is placed, the topi is a hippo trail. You can see how it kind of curves in, even the grass. So this is what the hippos use to go in and out. Luckily, this one doesn't look like it's used as much. You can always tell if it's used a lot by if it's like worn down, like you're seeing there's no grass at all. She's really getting in there. Very smart, honestly. How did you get it? You bring it down here. Maybe you ate it majority of the night. And also, I'm just curious, it's the same lioness we saw yesterday because she was quite far. Troy, thank you for your question. It really does depend. One, what buffalo are we talking about? Is it a full-grown buffalo, male, female? And also the buffalo, is it injured? Is it alone? So if it is, for example, a medium-sized buffalo, not a full-grown adult, yes, she can take, and if it's alone also, because the rest always like to come and protect. Let's see, is it really a topi? I'm trying to see properly. It is. Whoa, hold on, guys. That doesn't look like a topi. That doesn't look like a topi. Is that a topi, really? Maybe the colors, maybe the mud. Oh, where is she going? Let's see, try move in front again. My, oh my. Let's see. So definitely, to see the best way to get this. Sorry guys, just, yeah. Yeah, I think it is a topi. This covered a lot in mud. But that was interesting to see. At least we got to see a small glimpse of that. And guys, we'll send you over from us trying to get you the best angle to some lovely, lovely giraffes. Let's go see our beautiful friends.
What a wonderful way to start the day with some lioness. And here in Mabula Private Game Reserve, we have giraffes taking advantage of cooler mornings. It's perfect to feed because if you look at them, they feed slowly, taking their time. They are selective browsers. Imagine having that very big tongue, long tongue, not quite big, about around 45 centimeters, and adapting so well to be able to use it through the thorns there. And those tough lips as well. If you look at how he goes just through the branches. And the height advantage comes with such a good advantage for it, feeding at the canopy of the trees. And if you look at how he puts his head in there to carefully select those branches, this becomes an advantage to birds as well, to be able to find their paths through the tree there and be able to nest at a position that they prefer. Nature is so amazing. You look at the browsers here in Mabula. If you look at the browsers in Mabula, they share the trees so well, with the height and the advantage of the giraffe feeding mostly on top of the canopy of the tree, and you'll find the kudus feeding a little bit in the middle, and you have the nyalas and the impalas sharing that one tree and all having a peace. Oh, Akisha, in the morning like this, when the sun just, the first sun rays shines on them, it becomes a different giraffe, Akisha. Beautiful. And they taking their time. If you want to feed, and you can feed as much as about 30 to 35, somewhere there, of leaves, you want to do 35 kilograms. You want to do it early in the morning because you're a slow selector and a slow feeder. And you want to do it at a perfect time, that when the sun starts to become hot and warm, you can get into the shade and just start to regurgitate on what you had. I just love how everything connects.
Can you hear that sound? The way it grows, the way it calls you to come alive. Can you feel the rhythm? The way it beats with the land? Do you feel alive again? Or maybe you never left. You don't just visit the wild, you return to it. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
Hi there, my name is Kerry Dupree, wildlife presenter and guide. What I love the most about guiding is being able to share my love for wildlife and nature with my guests. Very exciting to find those cheetah boys on a kill. Being passionate about your job makes the world of a difference because your guide definitely sets the tone of every adventure.
Let's head back to Imara and see what kind of beds she has for us.
We left our Lioness eating her topi, and I know the baby giraffe is also cute, but here we have a different type of cuteness. I'm trying to see which way they're going. There's a redneck's profile and one of its chick. Oh, it's so cute. It's actually Big James' favorite bird. We like to call them the chickens because they just look like chickens. I'm just gonna wait to get a good angle and a nice shot for you guys. But it's nice, since it's all the babies of the wild, why not have a redneck's profile and its young one? Look at that. They just run like chickens. So when we see them, we always say, look, a chicken. But look at that. How often do you get to see this, which is great. Oh, mom is going away at dung. That's a bit of elephant dung, a bit dried up. And the young one was also following mom's lead. You can see the plumage, how different it is right now. The legs are still red for the young one too. Oh, following. So cute. Last time we also saw similar redneck profile. I don't think it's the same one, but it's the time we had elephants and buffaloes all together, and then the redneck profile was literally going towards the elephants and buffaloes, and I was like, don't go there, you're gonna get crushed. But we saw her leaving, and she was good. But these two are so cute. The chick has a broad dark brown, blackish, a lot of different plumage, not coming fully like the adult, as you can see right there. And they even have like early flights, so fluttering their flights by the 10 days of age, which is good. So this one's at least able to survive. Little small little flutters here and there. Oh, lovely. I love this bird so much. I don't know why. And they like to make a sound like croc, croc kind of sound. Jamie, oh, what a question. So I'm still on my bird journey. I'm not so sure what the difference would be because they do look similar, don't they? The spurfowl, I know they're known as the spurfowl because they have a spur at the back of their leg. But they do look very similar. There's some of them which I was like, does it look like a spurfowl? But I like to look at the leg again, the spur. But what a question. Again, on my bird journey, learning as much as I can. Oh, look at that. Tiny little legs following mom. Oh, it's so tiny. This is really nice, guys. At least we got to see a young chick walking around. I hope today we'll get some other beautiful birds. We haven't done some birding in some time. Even the ostriches, I'll try to find them also because they are really much on their whole journey of making young ones, as the males look pink and pink here in the Masai Mara. Safari vibes, right? Very beautiful, really cute. It's actually so tiny. It's not bigger than an elephant dung. And I'm talking about an elephant dung from maybe a 12-year-old, or even a 2-year-old. Like, it's so tiny. It's like, oh, it's so fast. Look at you. Oh, runs like a chicken. Look at the dung. So now you can compare the size with the elephant dung in the background. And as our redneck spurfowl with the young one continue on their breakfast hunt and breakfast getting, I'm going to send you over to much bigger birds that I've just mentioned, the ostrich. Let's go say good morning and hello.
Oh, thanks very much, Imara. Looks like we're connected this morning, you and I. You have a spurfowl your side, and we have got 3 ostrich on our side over here. Right, small flock or pride of ostrich, believe it or not, but the collective noun for ostrich, or one of them, is a pride or a flock. And there's various other ones as well. But these are young ones, not quite fully grown yet, but heading towards there. Very, very busy this morning. You see how they're pecking on the grass there. So they're feeding. And the grass is going to be very, very moist at the moment. So it's just ideal for them to feed right now. Get that moisture in as well. Although there is plenty of water on the reserve. Ostriches prefer to get water from, getting the water droplets off of their feathers or on the grass and so on. But if there is water available, they do go to these little pans and wallows to drink as well. It's a very unique bird, eh? When we look at the birds of South Africa, or Southern Africa rather, ostrich is a very unique bird. Okay, they are quite common, so I think for the most part people tend to, not really appreciate them. but in terms of uniqueness, they are definitely there. Very much terrestrial, so they do not fly, they will walk around. Max, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, ostrich, oof, they eat all sorts of things, eh? They will eat anything, essentially. So, yeah, they'll eat fruits, they eat grasses, they'll eat flowers, they'll eat insects. Believe it or not, in one of the rest camps, not in the Kruger, I can't remember, I was a kid, I actually saw ostrich eating meat before. Yeah, so they're pretty much omnivorous, very much mixed. Yeah, these are very powerful animals. People really underestimate ostrich and how strong they are. They can run very quick. They're quite broad-breasted birds, and they don't have these hollow bones like the birds that fly do. So they've got quite solid bones, and they can definitely pack a punch, especially with that kick, with that claw on the end. Many predators have seen the short end of that. Ooh. And they produce quite unique dungs. If you don't know ostrich dung, you might mistake it for something else. I saw a video a few years ago of a jackal that was getting too close to the nest where there were eggs. He was trying to get an egg, and the male ostrich came running after this jackal and managed to kick it. And you see this jackal cartwheeling and managed to run away, but you just never know the damage that is caused from that kick, especially for a jackal. They're just about to cross the road now. Very active birds this morning. And the crops are getting full. Very interesting how the digestive system of birds works. So they have the crop, that is the food storage compartment, and that will eventually filtrate into the gizzard. And the gizzard are horny plates which grind the food particles into like a powder, if you will. And then that can be absorbed, digested, and so on. Very, very vocal this morning. I can hear the bokmakiris are calling. All right, so it's great stuff. We have some ostrich this morning. Imara is still on the birds. She's got a kingfisher of sort. Let's go and have a look.
The bird journey does continue. So I had now 3 birds for you guys. The redneck's profile, the ostriches, and now the pied kingfisher. One of my favorite kingfishers because it's just renowned for its hovering hunting technique. So when it is hunting, it does hover above the body of water, as they're known, kingfishers. So they do go for fish and also any aquatic type of animal. But these guys are remarkable at coming to hovering, and they're actually known as the largest bird capable of true sustained hovering, which is quite an interesting fact. And right here, I suspect this to be a male, as the male does have 2 bands. The black bands you can see right there across the chest. The female has 1, a bit broken, but 1. So I'm highly suspecting this to be a male. And what I like about these birds also, when it comes to the whole courtship, obviously birds do, the males attract the females and the female chooses the male. But after they do form that bond and she selects him, he'll actually feed her for 3 weeks, bringing her food for 3 weeks, meaning he's dating her properly. They've not started anything. He's like, I'll feed you for 3 weeks to show that I am going to be here with you. And it is actually very romantic. And, that strengthens their bond before the egg laying does begin. So I don't know if this young gentleman right here has gone through that, because that is really beautiful. Just knowing that, it's going to be a proper dating before any laying egg begin. Oh, and there you go. But guys, that was nice. Oh wait, hold on. They're hovering. Oh, let's see. I don't know if we're able to get it. Oh, it's very fast. I know it's a tough one to get. Oh, it's going away. Oh, but it's okay. We got to see at least a bit of that. Ah, that was spectacular. Anna Marie, yes, it is beautiful. It's actually doing its hovering dance right now, but it is quite far away. I don't know if we'll be able to maybe see it. If not, it was just nice to admire its beautiful plumage and just learn a little bit more about them. So even sometimes they can raise their young ones with the older siblings who can like kind of a communal raising. So they are very social, but very fast. As you saw that, it just went phew. But I'm just glad it was able to hang around with us for a little bit of time, and as we continue on our move. So at least our very seasonal smelly river, which is not smelly down here, it's much cleaner, is looking like at least it has some fish if the kingfisher is also around this area. We left our lioness. People are saying it's Lola, but I don't know. I couldn't tell because I know Lola's coat is very dark in color. So if it is her, it's good. Maybe the cubs have more milk today. But if it's not, it's still good. But it's definitely one of the marsh females. At least we can narrow it down to that. And we're just going to make our way across the savannah, see what else we'll see. Oh, but I love pied kingfishers. At least even another time we got to see it hovering when we were towards the Matira area. That was a really nice time. It was also golden light. And since it's Thursday, babies of the bush, let's look at a highlight of Lola's cubbies. Let's just look at how cute they are, because they're still cute right now, but we'll try to find them. But in case we don't, you can see this highlight. Look at that. 3 tiny cubbies. These are Lola's babies. And in the mornings like this, when the sun's coming out, cubbies like this definitely need to warm up. And another way of warming up is play fighting and being in the sun. Mom is not too far from them. She's just laying down and she knows they're good. But it's just nice to see them. We've been looking for them for some time. They were in the area, but they're well hidden. And now we get a good view at them playing, which is great. I haven't seen them this playful and active, because other time it was just them walking around. Look how they keep on stumbling on their own tiny legs. Oh.
Okay, welcome back to Sandringham, everybody. And what we have here is a female elephant who is just busy sussing us out, smelling us, making sure that we are non-threatening as she tries to protect her little baby that's just walked off to the back there, which is fitting in perfectly with today's theme. We've got a multiple of generations here. Got that one on the left, which might be 7, 8 years old, and a younger one that might be 2 years old, I would guess. We're still waiting for it to get a little bit more camera confidence and come out and show us. But a lovely way to show off another little baby animal out here. There are some, look at its little trunk above there. Like a little snorkel. It can't see us through that grass, but it can smell us. So curious. And you see it's following Mom. Mom was doing that. Are you going to come out and show us? Mom has finally decided that the coast is clear enough, and she is going to come out into the beautiful sunlight, and the little one as well, following Mom very closely. I was hoping that it was going to get a little bit excited and come and say hello to us here, but that was not the case. I think there's a few more elephants around here than I had initially anticipated. I can hear lots of communications, which is an essential part of living in a herd environment like this. These animals will all be constantly communicating. Linda, this is too cute. It is very cute, baby elephants especially. Okay, I'm going to quickly just see if I can reposition here. They have moved a little bit further off, so I'm not going to startle them, and hopefully the fact that the mother was quite calm and comfortable with us, allows us to get into another position where we can have a look. The sun is now up and we are... Oh, is that another little one there? It is, but it's in a little bit of a difficult position to see. I think this might be our best spot here on the right. Let's quickly pop into this. Oh, there are elephants everywhere here. I think those ones are in the thick bush. I mean, this is not really a baby elephant, but it's a little bit of a teenager, I guess. Putting its head hiding in the bush. If you look carefully, there's a fork-tailed drongo sitting on that guarri branch, it looks like. Starting its day, hopefully getting some breakfast, utilizing the elephants as a way to get food. As that elephant is kind of like moving through the brushes, disturbing insects, that fork-tailed drongo will quickly swoop down and catch it. Yeah, it's been a great start. I'm not sure where those lions have gone. They might very well still be in that drainage line. After a big feed like that, they won't necessarily need to move so far. Kada, with so many elephants in the herd, how do the moms prevent bullying? Bullying, I don't think animals bully as much as like humans do. They might have competition amongst each other, which is pretty healthy competition. The healthy competitions between cousins and nephews and nieces and grandmothers and aunties and uncles is all really good and important in the lives of an elephant. I don't think they bully to the extent. Bully is, like, makes it have such a negative term. But you'll see when bigger and older elephants are seemingly bullying the younger, smaller ones, it's often an important lesson. So I wouldn't call it bullying, I would just call it learning. Sometimes there are harder lessons to learn out here than others, but none less or more important than the other. Learning how to behave like an elephant is super important. And if you are not behaving like an elephant, you might learn the lesson very quickly and get put in your place by a bigger relative, bigger and stronger relative. You'll particularly see the young males when they start to, their testosterone levels start to increase and they might start to push and shove a bit more than they want to. The females will just chase them away. And then the males will be forced to live the rest of their lives away from the herd and in their own little bachelor groups or on their own. This younger one seems to have found a good spot feeding there. I was really hoping it was going to come out and walk through this open area, show us some of that amazing light on its skin. And come on, are you going to do it? Are you going to feed there? That's also fine. We can deal with that. Baby steps. I love how they use their trunks like that just to maneuver whatever's around into their mouths. Christine, you're always hopeful that the ellies might flush out the lions for us. I'm not sure if you were watching yesterday, but did you see how the elephants were not happy with the lions and they chased them away? That can happen, and we'd love that to happen. Show us where the lions are. We'll be very fortunate if that happened, except these guys are all looking very relaxed and very chilled. Okay, let's quickly do a little U-turn here and try and get into a better spot. Oh, there's a few more. This one's now crossing the road. Got a bit of a plan. I think that elephant feels that it's been left behind. Needs to catch up with everybody. There's a few more on the other side of the road looking incredibly camouflaged. You'll be so surprised as to how camouflaged an elephant can be. You can see the one that's closest to us, and then it looks like a big backside behind this one as well. This is not quite a baby, but a younger elephant. Rodney, it's a good question and a good observation. You'll often see elephants communicating, or one of the best ways to tell if an elephant is being serious or not so serious is the position of the tail. And when the tail is up, it can often be more serious, and that the emotions are higher and serious. I can hear lions roaring, can you? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but lions are roaring not that far away from us. Well, that's a good piece in our Black Dam Pride search puzzle this morning. Okay, well, I know you might not have been able to hear that. However, the lions were calling. Now we've got an interesting dilemma of trying to see where they were and go and find out where that calling was coming from. And while we do that, why don't we send you over to have a little look at some more elephant babies in a virtual safari. Oh, look at that. Look, God. Done deal. It is it. This is what it's about, everybody. I mean, this is just absolutely brilliant and so cute. It's like, oh, loving that sand, soft. It's a good little bit of a scratch, a little bit of exfoliation happening on the skin. Oh, let me try the other side. There we go. Now that is what they love, isn't it? That is what it's all about. Hey, little one. Yeah, we finally had some excitement. I'm almost laughing like Cedric was, but some lion tracks, and I don't think we've seen lions for a couple of days now, so it's nice to see some lion tracks. There's a nice big male track here, and I'm not sure if we can get down here, and I want to show you. There's a biggish print, so there's my hand, so that's a bit bigger, and then this one is a bit smaller. This track here, so it looks like it could be a male and a female, and they've sort of moved here. I'm just following. It's easier on the tar, and then I've got one walking here. I'm trying to work out, and there's tracks there, so it looks like there were two lions here. Just gauging and trying to work out where they've gone to. On the radio, the guys have been following other lion tracks quite far to the east of us, but just quite exciting. The lions were here, and they were probably here last night. We've just got to connect with them, and then it looks like it's gone off here, and then through there, and that now unfortunately goes off our traverse, which is a little bit annoying. But we are working hard, and this is feel like our luck's going to change a little bit. Still optimistic, but we might head in that direction. We've got a bit of a kink, and then our traverse starts there, so I think that's going to be our plan. But while we follow these tracks, let's go and check in with Mabula. Apparently they got some buffalo. We came across the head of African, one of the most dangerous animals to encounter on foot. But I want you to listen to them feeding and the ox pickers just on top of them.
And that sound, everyone, that you're hearing of the ox pickers, it is one of the sounds I would love for you to familiarize yourself with. If it happens that at any of the days you get lost in the bush or in the wild and you hear that sound, I would advise you to walk the opposite, because we see that mainly they're going to be on bigger animals like this, of which can pose a potential danger on foot. And the bigger the animal, the more ticks it would carry, of which makes sense on why they do on buffaloes and on rhinos. There's some babies in this head. We just have a little bit of a disadvantage with the yellow fishing grass that is quite long. Can get up to about 2 meters in height. You'll see the babies. The calves are just different in color. The coloration is different compared to a fully grown. Because with buffalo calves, unlike with impalas, unlike with zebras that can run at an early stage, they are quite slower. And with that, nature, to protect them, gives them a different coating that is more brownish to reddish in color, that assists and helps with camouflage. I wouldn't say quite too friendly, Stephanie. I would say they are more okay with the vehicles, because it's an activity that they see every day, and they came to realize that they are not a threat to them, and the comfort zone as well. But if the situation were to change and be on foot, then we have a very big problem. We're going to see a different side of the buffalo. But with the vehicle, it's a different story, because of the safe distance that you keep. You are now in their comfort zone where they are comfortable with you being there. But on foot, that comfort zone will now lessen, even though you are a little bit distant. So the space that you are on foot compared to the vehicle will have to be much further away on foot compared to what you have on a vehicle. Otherwise, you're going to get a reaction from them that is going to not be quite nice. Oh, as the golden light just shines upon them. I'm hoping to see a calf actually cross. They look so calm. You wouldn't think they might potentially pose a death threat. So it is important to also understand the zones when it comes to dealing with such dangerous animals. So you're going to have an unaware zone. An unaware zone is where you are in the presence of the animal, but the animal is not aware of your presence. And the zone that comes after that is the comfort zone, whereby the animal, like now, is comfortable with you being closer to it. But as we continue here, Ian has a bird with beautiful coloring. Let's find out what it is.
Yeah, we've got a beautifully backlit crested barbet, and I really think this bird is... Oh, don't fly now. Usually when they poop they disappear, but I find it quite an underrated bird. It's got such a funky color. I've been had guests who described it as like a punk rocker with the yellows and the blacks and the white spots, and very cool bird. It's not really showing its face, but they got a bit of red as well, and I just love this backlit shot here. This is actually the second time this morning that we've tried to put one of these onto the screen. The first one hopped off into the bush, but this one's sitting up nicely, warming itself. You can see that sun on its breast, and it just looks like a happy crested barbet. It's all fluffed up, and I actually took a photo of this because I really like this the scene, and Sean's captured it very nicely on this dead stump. I thought it was going to fly, but it's staying put very nicely for us. And it's giving us an opportunity to also just sit in the sun and enjoy. Oh man, I tell you, we had a little cold snap about 5 minutes ago, and so just to warm up again.
Hi, I'm Amy Krantz, Wild Earth presenter and private guide. I'd love for you to join me on safari. There it is! What I bring to a safari is a genuine love and care for people. To be able to create a memorable, special experience brings me so much joy. That's what takes a normal safari and makes it extraordinary. We are following the story of 32 rhinos that are making their way to their new home at Mabula Private Game Reserve.
Look at that particular frog.
Starting to become that independent leopard now. And these 10 cubs belong to 4 different females.
They sometimes come and say hi.
We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
That's what I'm doing, that's what this bird's doing. Really is sitting still for a long time. It's only about like 10 meters away from us, so nice and close in front of the vehicle. I think if we drive it, we're probably going to scare it off, but from this bird, let's go and check in with Dan, who's also doing some birding. Okay, well, thanks for that, Ian, and you did right. From birding in the Sabi Sands to birding in Sandringham, and we were on the lookout for those lions that we heard calling while we were with those elephants, and we've just stopped along the way at a beautiful watering hole, and there is a lovely grey heron on the far side, and a saddle-billed stork. You see the grey heron in this reflection there, and as we going, the saddle-billed stork is about to appear. There it is. Very nice. It's one of our local residents here, and I think if we look carefully, sorry, I was just listening. It didn't sound like a lion, just always listening out, but this looks like that juvenile one that we've been seeing around. And the reason I say that is you just see that white patch between its black neck feathers and the black body feathers, just basically where it's pointing out now, just above that. You see how it's a bit grey? It's not completely white. It's losing its juvenile plumage, which is grey and very fluffy, and starting to get its adult plumage, which is mostly black and white. You can see its bill has already got the red, black, and yellow saddle on the top there. And its parents have already left it alone, and it seems to be hunting on its own here in this watering hole, doing a bit of routine maintenance on its feathers, which is incredibly important. Whether it be for flying, I mean, how cool is it that we can sit here and at the same time have a look at the crested barbet that Ian is still with in the Sabi Sands. Looked like there was a fish that just jumped there as well. Love the reflection in this water. Looks like there's two birds mirroring each other. And you can see that greyer plumage just below its black neck there. And eventually that grey plumage is going to disappear and it's going to be replaced with completely white feathers. Look how carefully it's readjusting its feathers, whether it be for waterproofing. You see this bird with its long legs standing in the water. It really doesn't go too much deeper, so to avoid its feathers getting wet. However, those feathers are pretty waterproof, very warm. And I mean, while we're sitting at the watering hole like this, anything can happen. Anything can come up from around us to have a drink. Leon, how much bird hunting is self-taught compared to taught with by its parents? You'll see this saddle-billed stork from the moment it was born or hatched from an egg in the top of a tree in a stick platform nest. The adults probably for the first few weeks would have been bringing fish and things back to it, and it would have been learning how to grab and maneuver. Oh, there it goes, flies away. Fish from when it was inside the nest at a young age. And then it would have spent some time following its, unhappy elephant, following its parents in and around a watering hole like this, watching how they do it. So it'll learn like that. However, most of it comes from experience. It'll be watching its parents hunting and moving around the watering hole, but it'll only learn its real valuable lessons by doing it itself. Okay, well that was a great view of the saddle-billed stork. I'm going to keep moving around this watering hole. And while we do that, let's send you back over to the Sabi Sands where that crested barbet's still showing off. Well, we tried to sneak around our crested barbet and it led us. It's still here. It's giving us a beautiful front shot, so we thought we'd enjoy it. And yeah, nice to see it from the front. It's watching us a little bit. It's done its second poop. I thought it was going to fly when we were in the split there, but very relaxed. Beautiful shot there. That would make a great photo. Lovely bokeh background. Depends what you mean by waterproof feathers, China. I think, these birds, if it does rain, they're not going to dissolve, so they will try and seek shelter. I mean, this bird, they like to find wooden holes and get into those. But if you think about birds, they are subject to getting wet. And I know some birds their feathers actually aren't waterproof, like the cormorants and that, so that they can actually sink, you know, if they had this buoyancy like the ducks and that. They've got way more waterproof feathers and they float a bit more. But the cormorants, they can actually go underneath, and then that's why you'll see them drying their wings after they've had a swim and a soak. And you'll often see these birds, you know, if on a hot day, if you've got a sprinkler on, birds love to go and wash themselves and wash their feathers and swim. And maybe you're lucky enough to have one of those swimming, what do you call them, baths or bird baths. That's what I'm looking for. And you'll see how much fun the birds will have splashing around and dunking themselves in there. I don't think this one's a bit of a scratch there behind the ear. Really am enjoying the plumage, and this shot is just too good to pass up. Yeah, thanks Tim. We are super close, and there's now another shot from what's it facing to the left. Cracking photo there. But I think it's moving off. I'll just enjoyed that one. Nice to get a bird really close. You can look at the feathers, you can check it out, and almost felt like it was very accepting of us, so that was quite special. But the sun is getting high, and I think we need to get going, so I'm going to move off. We are going to carry on going, and while we do that, let's go and switch over to Imara. She's got some big crocs.
Good for us to have a nice variety of different animals out and about, and we had to come back and see, of course, the scene of the crime that we found yesterday. And the scene of the crime I'm talking about is the crocodiles eating a hippo carcass, which we didn't know how it ended up there, but you can see one of our crocodiles on the screen enjoying the sun, some nice sunbathing going on. And crocodiles do like to do this, very similar to monitor lizards. Ooh, closing your mouth. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. I actually do like crocodiles. I respect them in a way of give a lot of distance and just give them all the space and not enter the water with them. But with the crocodile right now, it's cooling off as it's sitting in the sun, and warming up is a good way for the enzymes in the stomachs to be activated, which helps in digestion. But also you can see the mouth. The tongue is literally kind of part together with the mouth. It's at the bottom of the jaw. And that's usually because, one, crocodiles have an amazing bite force. It's very strong. So having a tongue that can swing back and forth or kind of move, you could bite your own tongue off. That's one of the reasons why the crocodile, the tongue is just fused at the bottom of its jaw. And there is the scene of the crime. Crocodiles just hovering around the hippo carcass, as you can see right there. It has been eaten a lot actually since we were last here. Yesterday the top half was more intact, the bottom half was the one being targeted a lot. And still have no answers of how this death occurred, because rarely do you see even crocodiles going after a live hippo in the water. And I did see a live hippo even close to crocodiles, and there's harmony. Jenny. Yeah, we did. We had to come back here. We told ourselves, you know what, let's just get some masks that cover our face. But luckily today it's not smelling as much. They haven't moved it a lot. I think yesterday was worse because maybe there were more organs still inside. But just had to come back and see how far they've gotten with it. Look at all these crocodiles. And we're just here at the edge. But my goodness, look at them. Some of them are just so big. That's a medium-sized one. Can you imagine that? And again, I mentioned how we still have hippos all around, which makes the whole death of the hippo very, very mysterious. In Trinity, I know, but since vultures, they depend on eyesight, I don't know. I think they have seen the carcass. Oh, look, there's a hippo right there, actually. It's gone down, but they're eating. Oh, they've started to eat again. But it will be so tricky for the vultures because, one, don't enter the water, because with some birds, you'll see them, especially our birds that fly. If they stay in like really deep water or they're in the water for too long, their feathers can soak up that water and they become really heavy and not able to fly. So when you see them doing like the little showers or little like, you see them in puddles, it's usually shallow water. This water is quite deep. You can still see the crocodiles, of course, they're kind of, their backs showing, but for a vulture to be quite deep. So I don't think they'd want to take such a risk. And in this area, I have seen a few vulture nests. So I am assuming they have seen it, but I don't think they are interested in this. They know that this is a no-go zone. It's basically an island of crocodiles. I don't know who would be sane enough to try that. I know hyenas most likely have smelt it. Maybe trying to locate it is a bit difficult because sometimes the smell will just travel in different directions. And it's coming from the river like this because we do have really steep river banks. It can really maybe confuse the animals that are smelling it but don't know where to pinpoint it. Look at that. Kudu kudu, ooh, what a question. I have seen a video, this was a long time ago. I don't know what was happening with the hippo, but I think it can, but it's not something they do often. I think it's an abnormal behavior. Because hippos are herbivores, they mainly graze. They love grass. But that was an interesting one. And it's a long time ago. I'll try see if I can locate that video again. But not in real life. In real life, hippos, they just tend to mind their own business. Like literally there's a hippo on our right side. It just keeps on going under, but it's next to crocodiles. It's not in any way getting close. I don't know why it's so close to them and the carcass. But it is amazing how both can live together, and if one passes, which is usually the hippo, the crocodiles will eat, just like as you're seeing right there. But my oh my, this is at least some good crocodile activity. I know they're very still, but just seeing them, so many. Trust me, I've counted up to 20 plus crocodiles in this whole area. That's why it tells you never look at the water and not see a crocodile and think that there are no crocodiles here. These guys are popped up, I'm sure, once this hippo carcass was being able to detect it. Because when we come here, we only see hippos. We literally only see hippos when we come here. And then a dead hippo comes up, then poop, 20 crocodiles show up out of nowhere. So it does tell you that even the river like this, it does look beautiful and peaceful. But never ever assume that it is safe to any animal even. That's why when our zebras and wildebeest, as they're crossing, they can sense that something is off and they know what could be in the water. Ah, now you can see the tongue again. Look at it just at the bottom. It is just amazing with crocodiles how they can also grow back their teeth. So all the teeth right there, if one does break or fall out, they do bite into really tough bones. They swallow it whole. The other teeth will be ready to grow back down, and some crocodiles can even go through 1,000 teeth in a lifetime. And they live for very long too. It's not like our elephants who have 6 sets of teeth, and by the last set, as they get to 60 years, because every set comes in around 10 years, they've used it so much, worn down, and then the new set comes in. And then, of course, you don't have any more teeth growing back, so that's how the elephant, most of the time, due to natural causes, old age happens. But the crocodile evolution said no. 60 teeth, how about to reach to 1,000? At least we came back to the scene of the crime. We'll try to look for some more cutie pies, some more babies, and we're going to send you to see some of them, which are the rhinos. Let's go see the cutie rhinos.
We have found a young one. Oh, look at that. It's always so, just, the feeling is different when you see a baby. Like, look at that size different, knowing that we're gonna move from that tiny size to that big size there. From cute to scary a little bit to come across. I love how their ears changes looking for that sound. And you will see, because they rely more on their sense of hearing rather than eyesight, they often flip their ears independently, trying to just make sure that sound is really coming that direction. And I'm trying to lower my voice, but she's still able to pick me up. If you focus on her ear, it's directly coming into our direction, and now and then she flips it back just to make sure that sound is really coming from this direction. It tells you how we should respect nature and just be a little bit quiet when you are visiting these guys. Oh, the young one. What have you been up to? There's some stains. Where did you get that? Oh, you got to love this, Janine. Especially the young one. You can see it is living its best life being a baby. You can tell with the stains there. Rubbing on things. Jumping around. Seeing a baby rhino run is the cutest thing to look at. They run as if they want to jump at the very same time. The head goes higher and lower, just up and down, but a little bit quicker. And then they will just run in front of the mom, behind her, around her. And sometimes mom will be interested in just extending the play and just run around with her. Oh, look at that. They are also enjoying the sun. It's warming up here in Mabula Private Game Reserve. We're starting to get quite the sun getting a little bit up and the landscape warming up. What a quite sharp horn you have there, lady. And you'll notice it's quite different with the male's one. The male's one is not as sharp as the ones of the females. You do get males that are quite sharp, but the point of the female is it's like finely made. But also it is understandable on why, because if you have to protect the young one from predators and sometimes also from males as well, you want to have a quite good weapon to do that. And the males, because also they often fight and use those horns, it doesn't remain that sharp for some time like the females. Oh yes, Jessica. They don't quite venture too far. She would remain in areas where there is quite closer water hole or water source close by. And here, because we are mainly dominated by yellow thatching grass, they remain quietly on open places to be able to feed on this short grass, as they prefer short grass, looking at that size of the mouth and the shape of it as well. It's made to cut off that short grass. I was fortunate to be able to touch and feel the lip. It has this sharp ridge that they use to cut those grass. So in most cases, they're going to just be around areas like that. Are we starting to move? What is the plan, young one? It's now warm for you to play. It's a young female. This is the simplest way. Oh yes, Anna, similar, not exactly the same, Anna, but a little bit similar. I think the elephant one is just way more compared to the rhino. Elephant calf, just the curiosity and the playing, picking up things. I think the elephant one has advantage with the trunk. It has that advantage of using the trunk, and it's more playful compared to the rhino. But the rhino is limited. I've seen a rhino one trying to chase butterfly. And it's interesting, when they are quite young like this, you will have to look under the tail to be able to tell whether it is a male or a female. You'll notice, even from a young age, the males are going to have a very thick skin that goes through the legs there, that we do not see on the female like now. You can see the baby also is using the ear. See, he's facing the opposite way, but turning it fully to our direction as I speak. And that is also vital for survival as well. To pick up movements, to pick up sounds of animals walking or running. We will have to rely on hearing before we can actually see. It's important when you actually walk to keep those in mind, that the wind, the sound that you make. But as we continue exploring the beauty of Mabula Private Game Reserve with this beautiful species here, we're going to send you to Amakhala. They have something bigger than this. Let's find out what it is.
Oh, Tshepo, much appreciated there. Thank you for showing us that rhino with the calf. Yeah, we've got some elephants that are just off the Bushman's River on the bank. Some of them are coming down, some of them are sort of just moving towards the sunny spots, and we're just letting this play out. At the moment, these animals are actually quite cold and they just want to defrost for now. Right, they haven't moved very far from yesterday. And they're in a nice area. Maybe not too much for us to view at the moment, but just the surrounding environments in which they're in. It's really, really pretty here. Right, so they're starting to move around. So it looks like they've defrosted a little bit, gotten a little bit more warmer. And some of them are beginning to feed, which is always a good sign. And the sun is getting better and better now. So I'm hoping that these animals are going to go into the open plains to sun themselves, which are just above that bank. I don't know how long they're going to spend in this area. We're not too far from an area called the corridor, which links the northern part to the southern part of Amakhala.
My name is David. I have a wealth of experience being in African bushes for so many years. It gives me a lot of joy when I am able to translate what is happening on the ground.
You're looking good.
Jumbo to all of you. Let's go. Before you go back home, as my guest, you're going to take home a memorable safari experience.
Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. You'll also have access to our post-produced content, like a Wild Bush Week. Textbooks tell us that a ratio of 3-to-1 hyenas drive off lionesses. SafariLIVE Catch-Up.
We have got some doggies that are on the hunt.
And even that sort of cult favourite, The Wild Show. And the little one has made it out. Hopefully will rejoin the herd. Wild Earth Explorers. Wilder. Together. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers. Wilder together.
A lot of weight in that animal, and for them to take tumbles on their bones and things like that, it's not going to be good for them. So they're very sure-footed. Most of the animals are very sure-footed. You look at these big tall animals like giraffe and elephants and so on. Now when they put their foot down on that ground, they are sure that they're going to be firm there. But they do slip and slide. We have seen that quite a bit. I've seen an elephant walk up a bank and then slide all the way down to the bottom again on its belly. Okay, come on, elephants. You going back down the slope now, or are you wanting to get to the sun? We're hoping you're going to get to the sun and get some nice game viewing this morning of the elephants of Amakhala Game Reserve.
Oh my goodness, look at that cub climbing on Daddy. That is too cute. Oh! I'm trying to sleep here. That is amazing. So from what I've heard of this male, I mean, this makes it even more worth it. It's not every day I get to watch a lion cub harassing Dad's tail. From what I've heard, he's been an exceptionally good father. He's been very tolerant. He's been very playful with the cubs. That's awesome to see. Oh, wow. Oh, that cub's going to get a foot to the face soon.
Okay, everyone. Well, we just got to the cut line, so we'd driven our north-south cut line, hoping that the lions would pick up line tracks there. Unfortunately, not too much. And now we just hit our our southern cut line. So I'm just sort of having a quick look. I'll just see if we can pick up some tracks here. But the trail has gone a little bit cold. No, I don't see anything too exciting. We're down here, as I said, on our sort of southern cut line, and this is where they've did that controlled burn the other day. You can smell it in the air. It's actually quite pleasant. And I always like to scan, have a look and see if they can see anything down the cut line, just because you can see for miles. But I think we're going to keep going. We're doing a little bit of birding after that crested barbet that sat still forever. We thought we'd try our luck with the African grey hornbill. It was pretty obliging, but flew off a couple of times. Candace, well, I haven't seen any animals. I mean, look, we've been struggling to find animals for the morning, but this burnt area that we've got on the right, what there are a lot of birds, and we saw Senegal lapwing the other day, ground scraper thrush, African hoopoe. There are lots of starlings in it. So, and they pretty much came back within a day or two of the burn. But animal-wise, I think the animals might just walk across it. There's not too much left there to feed on. But as soon as the rains come, that green shoots will bring the impala, it'll bring the grazing animals. So initially, yeah, it's pretty quiet animal-wise. But as the rains come, then they'll pick up. And I mean, that's why I get excited with the burn, because it opens things up and changes the habitat, and this sort of moribund material that we've got on our left, that the animals, they're not grazing on that, so this just allows a fresh start. And there is obviously some people are pro-fire, some people want to burn too often. You don't want to stress the nutrients if you burn too often. But the birding in this area has been really good, so we're just taking a slow drive here, just spotting a Birchall starling, some Birchall starling, but every now and again you'll come through like a pocket of birds. I mentioned the ground scraper thrush, and that Senegal lapwing was quite a nice one. You good, Sean? This bird keeps moving, and just go forward. Hopefully it'll come to a clearing, an open area. But these birds don't stop. Now it's moving back the way we came. It's unbelievable. I think you've got some bushes in the way. There we go. Anyway, that's proof of concept. Beautiful iridescent sheen there on the Birchall starling. So they've been quite prevalent in this burn area. When we have come past here, I've seen quite a few of them. That's it. Let's keep going. But yeah, we've been sort of falling back on doing a bit of birding this morning. We have seen a few impala, and we had a long distance visual of a baboon, and that's sort of about the sum total of our mammals. But birding wise has been pretty good. Shayla, I'm a big fiver by heart, I think give me a leopard or lion, anything that's doing something, interacting, that would be my choice, especially with the camera. You want to take those pics, but when it slows down, when you can't find animals, when things get quiet, then I do enjoy the birding, and that just adds another dynamic to the drive. I'm going to try one more time to get these actually look like greater blue-eared starlings, so let's see if we can get onto these, because they are gorgeous in the sunlight. Give me a shot when you're ready there, Sean. But there's also some hornbills. Are you good? Now take a look at this yellow eye. Okay, there's a grass stalk like right in. Let me. There's one behind to fall back on, but beautiful yellow eye, and the greater blue-eared starling can be confused with the Cape Glossy, but this has got a very greener, much more greener sheen, and just catching the light there. And there comes the red-billed, southern red-billed hornbill that was hopping in there. Taylor, I would say they're going for, I think it would be more like insects and things that have been disturbed, or maybe there's been a hatch after the burn, because I don't see any green shoots really. And starlings, they're more sort of fruit and insects, but they're scratching around in the burn. Maybe there's some dead, and we've got some green wood hoopers calling in the background. They're quite far off. I think they might pick up even some dead burnt, insects and invertebrates and stuff like that. But this was what I was talking about with these burn sections, like very productive from a birding point of view. We've got about 4 or 5 of these greater blue-eared starlings, a couple of hornbills. You can hear the green wood hoopers there in the back. I'm not sure if Sean, I don't know if you can get them, but they're sort of up in that dead tree quite far over there. Yeah, up there they start flying off. I just saw them fly off at the top of the screen there. That's sort of the usual fare when you're birding on the camera. Sure, Alden. It's quite a tough one for 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. The taxonomy of things I've never quite figured out. I don't know if I've really tried to figure it out. Maybe I've just copped out with it. It probably has got to do with the bill structure, what they feed on, feet structure, so normally you've got your different bills, the stabbers, the grabbers, whether they're tearing meat, what they're feeding on. All these bills are designed for different types of feeding. And then you've got your foot structure, swimming, perching, killing, what's the other one, walking. Those are kind of like the 4 sort of areas. So I'm pretty sure that is how they do. The Brains Trust has divided the taxonomy up. But I have to say, I've never really looked at the families and that, and the genus, and that's just so confusing. It's a little bit intimidating for me. I just like to know what I'm looking at and know a little bit about the bird. I'm going to keep moving. We've sort of seen these Cape Glossies. Let's get back to the other angle so you can see where we're going. But while we keep ever quest for searching for something interesting to show you, let's see what interesting information Tshepo has for us.
It's often interesting and remarkable when you stop and look around you. I have managed to be on top of a rock fig tree, and this big tree reminds you how powerful it can actually be. This tree literally grows on rocks and has the ability of splitting rocks in half. The seeds of figs are quite strong and important. Birds can drop them into a rock like we see now, and with a little bit of moisture and sunlight, that fig starts to grow and the roots find ways into the smaller cracks of the rock, and as it continues to look for nutrients and water, it widens the cracks of the rock. This is a sedimentary rock, it's a sandstone, powerful stone, but it's able to grow this big and be able to open it and crack it open. It's a tree that you wouldn't want close to your house because your foundation is definitely not safe. that is one thing that I love about the trees here in Waterberg. Not just trees, but they make a statement that reminds us that persistence is key. You can grow anywhere despite the environment that you are in. I am not sure of whether they are succulents, Jeremy, the sour figs. Oh, we just had a green pigeon landing, but quite far off on the branch. Oh, being on top of a rock fig with pigeons. What a morning to start at. And I am high up. The surrounding, the base of the tree is rocks only. If I were to be here, you will not even be able to see me of how big the rocks actually came through. I'm going to try to show you that. Look at that.
Okay, just a little disappearing act there, Tshepo. Very nice. Okay, everybody, and welcome back this side. We have finally managed to catch up with the Black Dam Pride this morning. Heard them calling maybe an hour and a half ago. And the Sandringham vehicles managed to find them. Up they get. That male's following that lioness very closely. Where are they off to? Then that male scent marking and urinating on that tree. He's not letting her get out of his sight. Look how he's following there. Walk right past. Actually sounds like they're eating something here. Not the lions that are walking away, but it sounds like in the long grass here, bones crunching. There's this lioness, I think let's follow her. She looks like she's heading towards where that bone crunching is coming from. Yeah, okay, I'm going to move forward just a smidge here. How's that, Imposa? Good, eh? That's another male. She lay down there. It sounded like they were eating something. Maybe that male's sitting on top of a carcass there. Something small. The lions are moving in the background. Look like they're moving off with a bit of purpose. Are they continuing to hunt? Did they catch something here? And how many lions? It's very difficult to see in the long grass. I can just see a few more. Stephanie, wowza, we're getting to know these lions. It may seem like that, but I'm still not convinced. I think we've just had a whole lot of luck over the past few days. Yes, they are in an area where the grass is so tall. And hunting at the moment for these lions seems to be relatively easy. Elaine, you can't believe they're eating again. It's crazy how successful these lions are. And the fact that we've been able to see exactly what's happened over the past few days, exactly what they're eating, step by step, what's going on and how it's happening, has been a true privilege. I mean, I think, I don't know what this is, but it's something small, maybe a small antelope. But we went wildebeest, giraffe, now a small antelope, which is finished. Everybody is already moving on. There's Lioness flicking her tail in front of that male. If the carcass is anywhere, she's trying to get to it now, I think. Maybe she'll pick it up. No. That flick of the tail, maybe trying to persuade and distract that male. Didn't seem to work. Unless he's forgiven her for laying there. This long grass is super advantageous for this pride. Oh, he's going to move off, okay, so maybe that'll allow this lioness to get in there. Let's just see what his plan is. Is he going to follow the rest of those lionesses and that male that moved on? Or are you going to... I'm going to move forward just a tad here, Mpoza. Oh, as I do that, he moves off. Okay, there we go. A little bit better. I wonder if he's smelling where that other male was. So this seems to be urinating, but not so seriously. Jeez, we just drove into a massive spider web as well. Don't get bitten again, Mpoza. Yeah, it looks like he's smelling where that other male was, maybe where the females were. I wonder if he might be picking up on the same kind of pheromones that the other male picked up on. He looked like he was following that female very closely. And that's when the competition will become more fierce between these lions. Let's see if this lion doesn't pick his mouth up and do a phlegm and grimace. There we go. That's exactly it. Show us his teeth, phlegm and grimace. Essentially tasting the pheromones in the urine of that, probably one of the lionesses that was there. He might do it again. Smell, smell, smell. Open up his teeth. Pass that air over that specialized organ, the Jacobson organ. And he'll be able to... It's the way that that female will be communicating estrus and where she is in her... Vernon, do I think they rely more on their sense of smell or sight? I think most of the time their sense of smell is so much more detailed than ours. So it allows them to communicate in a way that we don't understand, like that phlegm and grimace with that urine. I mean, we can't communicate with one another via the smell of our urine. So their sense of smell is so acute. And yes, they do rely on their sense of eyesight, and it is really good, but their sense of smell just opens up so much more doors, whether it's communicating through the bush and what's up ahead, or with different females. Okay, and while we try and work out what goes on here, let's send you over to Imara in the Mara with a very large troop of baboons.
Lions, I'm glad we got to see at least some phlegm response right there. Maybe it's trying to smell another lion, or, it always depends on a lot of different factors. And I've come to one of my favorite characters, the baboons, to be specific, the olive baboons. And with the olive baboons, why I like to come see them also, since today is babies of the bush, these guys are always mating throughout the year. There's no specific mating season. It's always up to the female. So she does go through her cycle every month, very similar to humans. And you'll see her rear and the cushion bum, let's say. It does get very swollen, very red, and that's a signal for the males to know that she is very much fertile. So most of the time, that's why you see a lot of baboons with young ones. And we did see one, but it jumped off in the grass like it was a trampoline or a bouncy castle. And I do love to see them because they're just so cute. Oh, what's happening? There was a male impala there. But the baboons are always good to be around impalas. They don't really mind, and they've come to the reeds. This is now the marsh area. Usually they're by baboon headquarters, where it's next to the forest. It's more open grass. It's more open, and they do enjoy it there. But I think today they said, change of scenery, we're going to cross the road. It's literally across the road. And yeah, they just kind of walk through and now come to this side maybe to get some other type of vegetation. Because at least with our olive baboons, they do eat very different things. They can have vegetation, fruits, even meat. They can be carnivores. Oh, look at that. Already checking with the poop. That's a young one, but not too young. They're always, when you see the young ones below 1 month or about a month, they are all black with very pink skin. Usually very adorable. I find them so funny, and they just love to play. And another time we did see them kind of playing on a log, and we're using it like a jungle, like I don't know what they call it, the things that kids usually play around. But they're just climbing up and down. Oh, photo bomb, young impala. Some males. It's a bachelor herd. You can see the one with the smallest horns. So at least the bachelors, the males, once they get to 8 months, they are kicked out by the dominant male of the harem. Yeah, you guys have come to join your friends. Impalas and baboons, I don't know, the relationship is very interesting, especially here in Imara. They do like to be around each other. The beauty of it is when baboons are up the trees, they can see any predator or danger from a long distance, so they do give an alarm call, and the impalas get to know. Janice, thank you for your question. Tall, well, the males are much bigger than the females. I don't know about tall. Maybe when they do stand on their hind legs, which they do when they're kind of looking around and scouting to see if there's anything in the tall grass if they can't see well. But tall usually is just more wide, much heavier, and that's for the males. And the males all is very cheeky. Look at them all busy in the grass. There's some of their dry reeds there. And the males are very funny. Oh, a young one. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we'll spot one of the month-year-old babies, because again, these guys are always giving birth. It's always birthing season and mating season for them. But the males are very cheeky. They can, as even earlier on, I was talking about the pied kingfisher, how they'll feed the female for 3 weeks until they're ready to have eggs together. With the baboons, it can be kind of similar, but what the baboon will do is the dominant male usually has more rights to mate with the females because he's bigger and he can fight the rest. And the other males, of course, they would want to mate, but they have to do it in a sneaky way. And sometimes even getting the female's permission is key for them. So they will even take care of a female's young one, not their child, and they'll take care of it or even protect it, protect her, groom her, kind of become friends with her and they form a relationship. And in return, she can carry maybe the next offspring of his. So a lot of animals do actually kind of do a bit of their own dating or think like the long-term game. Maybe it's not a game, just a long-term plan, let's say.
Can you hear that sound? The way it grows, the way it calls you to come alive. Can you feel the rhythm? The way it beats with the land? Do you feel alive again? Or maybe you never left. You don't just visit the wild, you return to it.
Oh, even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word. She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh. Whoa. This is action-packed.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. Over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. You'll also have access to our post-produced content, like a Wild Bush Week. Textbooks tell us that a ratio of 3-to-1 hyenas drive off lionesses. Safari Live Catch-Up.
We have got some doggies that are on the hunt.
And even that sort of cult favourite, The Wild Show. And the little one has made it out. Hopefully will rejoin the herd. Wild Earth Explorers. Wilder. Together.
Hi there, my name is Kerry Dupree, wildlife presenter and guide. What I love the most about guiding is being able to share my love for wildlife and nature with my guests. Very exciting to find those cheetah boys on a kill. Being passionate about your job makes the world of a difference because your guide definitely sets the tone of every adventure.
How their horns are looking right now, not really big. Pretty young actually. They're enjoying the nice short grass. Oh, now you see the one on the left. Now that's a big male. He's much bigger. Look at his horns. And they also know the males are like, yep, we're not going to challenge you. You're much bigger than us. By the time they're big and strong, it's going to take a few years. I don't know what's happening. They're all running. Now that one is a bigger male. That one who came in. And since we're looking at our beautiful antelopes here, the impala, very elegant. You can even look at a highlight of a young one running away from a jackal. Let's see how the instincts always kick in.
That's the baby. That's the baby.
Oh, is that
That's the baby. And there were 3 jackals.
Oh, there we go.
There. The jackals are coming back. Oh my word! This is crazy. Look at that. It got it. It got it. It got it. It had it, but now it let it go.
There it goes.
There it goes. Oh my word. It got it again. Got it getting, and there comes the adult. There's the babies getting away. Oh my goodness.
There we go. Coming again.
It's coming again. There. The adult's going for them. Oh my word, they're actually running towards us. Well, more towards us than what they were. They're running straight towards us now. They've actually come a lot closer. Oh my goodness. Whoa. This is unbelievable. This is the last thing that I expected to see. Wow. They're literally running straight towards our vehicle now. They're probably 200 meters, 150 now, maybe 100 meters away now. This is incredible. These jackals are not scared. But it had it. I mean, we got it when it jumped onto it there.
Yeah. Looks like it kicks it all.
There goes this one on the left. Mom's with the, look. Oh. Viewer discretion for anyone who's sensitive, please. Oh, it slipped. There it goes. These jackals are massive. These are some of the biggest black-backed jackals that I've seen. Oh, goodness gracious. There's the jackal's still going. It's coming up now behind it. They're not giving up, eh? They're not giving up. Goodness me.
Oh, that highlight reminds me of one of the sightings that I once had with the lions and a baby wildebeest and jackals. There were 6 jackals trying to take down a calf of a wildebeest, and in the long distance, about 250 meters, there was a male lion looking at all of that taking place in an open plain, and he just stood up, looked at the commotion happening on the plain, and then started a slow run, and then just ran into the middle of the plain. The jackals were 6 in number. The unity that they were actually working at was impressive, because mostly you always find them in pairs, if not individuals. And that male lion just went through and grabbed that young wildebeest. Unfortunately for the wildebeest, I am happy that the blesbok and the mother lived to see another day. Unfortunately, with that sighting I had, the wildebeest calf did not live to see another day. As much as it's a tragedy, it's balance of nature. But here now, we have Hadida, that often reminds us of that sound that has become a soundtrack of the wild. You often hear that quite a lot in the mornings and in the evenings. They normally travel in a pair or in small groups. And we had a question the other day when we showed Hadidas. And a question was, do they eat fish? And went back to double check because I was unsure whether they do actually feed on fish or not. But occasionally, yes, they would often pick up small ones and feed on that occasionally. I have to reveal a secret today. The dam is a guide's best friend, because on a slow morning and on a quiet day, every time you make your way to the dam, there is always life. The hadidas will be waiting, the pied kingfishers, the hippos will be moving in the dam, and of course, crocodiles as well. Oh, good afternoon, Chandra. They also do feed on earthworms, and you will often find them digging on the ground with those long beak that they have, just going to find food underground as well. So they survive well. You find them in gardens, just on softer grass, digging and trying to actually get food underground as well. And this is what I was talking about. The dam is always a guide's best friend. When it's slow and quiet, head to the dam. The life will be waiting for you. Look at that. So still. We're multitasking here. We are cold-blooded. The aim is to be outside and bask on the sun. But be careful of movement, because we camouflage so well and we want to be mistaken for a log so that animals can relax around and come closer. I have missed that question, Malo. Are the crocodiles? We'll just try to get the question again and see if we can be able to get that again. Oh yes, they are quite difficult to figure out whether they are male or females. Here, because in this dam I know that we have quite 3 individuals in this dam. We have a male and we have a female and we have a young one that often move in this dam. The male is not here at the moment, so we are feasting our eyes on the female of this dam here. The male is slightly bigger. That is the one that James gave a name to, Gustav. I was tuning in on the show when they gave the name Gustav. So Gustav is not here this morning, but we are with Gustav's lovely partner. I love crocodiles. One of the most amazing things that I have seen of crocodiles is just a couple of days, if not a day, where it picked up young ones and put them in the dam. The most extraordinary thing that I've seen was the crocodile vibrating. We were lucky when we came through the dam wall and it was still with the young ones. It didn't just drop them in the dam and leave. It was with them and it was vibrating, like shaking the dam, and all these young ones just went under it. And few minutes we realized there were actually eagles flying above. And that was one of the ways to protect those young ones and just get them under just for protection. Even though they do not raise young ones, just by bringing them in and they will let out. But as we are here with the croc and the life around the dam, Imara went out of the vehicle. I wonder what she's up to. Let's see what she's up to.
Gustav, the crocodile. It sounds very familiar. There's one other crocodile, I think in Lake Tanganyika, Tanzania. It's a big crocodile. I think it's called Gustav too. I don't know if I'm maybe mixing them up. And also we did leave our baboons enjoying the marsh area. And then we noticed this tree. This tree right here that I am sitting on right now seems to have been either pushed by an elephant or just fell naturally. And why I'm assuming those two is, one, look at the way the trunk is. There's a lot of rotting that happened, and this is an old tree. I don't know which tree this is in particular. It's not the green heart tree that we get to see a lot, but I am going to look at the leaves and take it back with me and ask the other guides also, so we might know which type of tree this was. But just giving an example of how it all just happened, because you're seeing like some sections were very much alive, and then other sections that you can see started now rotting and drying up. And a lot of animals have taken advantage of the tree itself because it could be hollowed out. There's a lot going on. Even where I'm sitting, there's a lot of holes that seem to have been created by woodpeckers. And it is very interesting to see even the whole life cycle of a tree as it grows up, it gets bigger. And then I'm really assuming elephants did push, because this was much easier to push, and elephants do love coming here, and they do like to come and rub themselves onto the side of the tree. Oh, Jasmine, thank you for your question. Maybe because right now, looking at also this inside part, this tree was definitely dying. It was getting really old, and you can see even all the formations on the inside. A lot of insects were living through. I'm not going to say only termites, maybe other insects, maybe some beetles also. There's some beetles that like to eat through the wood also. But it is very interesting. It does even look burnt actually in some areas. I don't know if you're able to see that, Big James. There's some areas that look very, very burnt, like it did. Like a lot's been happening with this tree, but now we get to see a look of the inside and actually kind of see what made it sick. Maybe it wasn't even sick. So many different things that could have occurred to this tree, and just wanted to show you guys. And I know our baboons will be loving to come and sit on it like a bench, as they like to. And funny thing is with baboons, they like to poop on top of whatever they're sitting on. So maybe next time we come back here, it might be filled with baboons or other animals who would have maybe taken advantage of this. So guys, I'm going to leave our tree. You lived a very good life. I'm sorry it all happened, but everything does have a meaning and a reason. I'm going to send you over to Ian. Let's go see what he's up to, and good luck to this tree.
Yeah, interesting. We're just hearing Imara talking about the trees that have fallen over. We've got some trees that are standing, and straight ahead of us over here, this is like an old Mabula tree, and doesn't have its leaves on yet, but we have started seeing some trees that have been getting leaves. And then to my right here is a big tree. Yeah, that one there, Sean. This is a big Balanites tree, and underneath the tree you can see a lot of elephant dung, and the grass is really flattened from the ellies. Just really interesting to see all these trees, and we've got lots of birds calling here in the area, but plenty of marulas in this area, and we thought we'd just try and finish the drive, trying to see if we could spot something up a tree now. It is warming up considerably, but other than just listening to the birds, it's been a little bit quieter than we would have liked. Got the chin spot batters calling, and I think we're going to keep going. We want to there's a route that we want to do which is quite close to a drainage line, and we think that maybe we'll get lucky with one last hurrah for the morning. Also got lots of bush willows, and this is an interesting tree as well. There's lots to talk about this one. This is the Ziziphus macronata, the buffalo thorn. But yeah, Henry, I agree with you. Trees and water is where it all starts. Classic Ziziphus with the point and hook tree. Hakkensteek, they call it in Afrikaans, which means hook and poke, I guess. But yeah, lots of different trees. We've got the magic worry tree, we've got some russet bush willows, and we're just approaching a drainage line where all the trees come into a lot of different trees, particularly the magic worry that we talked about. I'm just going to come back to myself as we drive. I'm going to keep going and show you this drainage line. Yeah, Lily, ellies are obviously a big keystone species, and they do feed and poop a lot and distribute seeds, and I think they are quite responsible for, there's some beautiful bird calls here. It's a big jackalberry tree and there's a ton of birds here. Coffee teal me, orange-breasted bushshrike. I'm trying to place that call that was there before and it's just not landing at the moment. But yeah, definitely elephants that make a huge shift the landscape, and that's what makes them a keystone species.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Ian. Even like the tree that I was sitting on, I highly suspect elephant could have pushed it down, but also a possibility that it did fall by itself. But elephants do like to give a good scratch on some trees, and next to Marsh area we do have a lot of elephants coming in. So now it's going to be a whole different landscape because that tree is now gone. And then in the frame we have a young male impala, baboon, and a giraffe. Look at that nice frame from James. The giraffe, we were trying to see it earlier on, but it was walking out of the forest. And we were just hoping that, can we get a closer look? But they went in, then they came out. So it's always good just to give them time. They'll always come out to say good morning, feel a bit of the sun. One of them did have a young one, but she's very shy with her little baby. We'll try to get a closer look if she's not feeling too shy. But look at her, look at that golden grass. Look at that frame. Inzi, thank you for a question. Well, one is just listening to the other guides. Even the time I was being come up with David, he was doing some birding, and there's some birds I used to see, but I never knew their name. And I would ask him questions and he would answer them very well. And that made me have a bit of confidence where it was like, okay, if I see this bird, let me just search it up. And I also got a bird book, in East African bird book, and I have it in my bag. So I usually carry it around with me. And in case I can't identify it, I also use the Google Lens So I'll take a picture of it, and then Google Lens will at least help me narrow it down, and then I'll go and now search more about it. I was talking about it actually with James yesterday, that some of the other guys, they do even count the birds that I've seen. So I'd like to start my journey. I think I maybe know, I don't know, I don't think I've reached 50 yet. In Kenya we have like about 500 different species of birds, so I know I do have a long way to go. But if, for example, I do a bird a day, I think that's gonna be pretty good. Like in about a year and a half, I should be able to know a lot more birds. I just need to do my homework. Sometimes I do forget my homework, and I'm just like, oh right, I'm supposed to do a bird a day. So I'll just keep on starting that. And I think it's just about 1% improvement every day. It doesn't have to be all the birds in a single week. It's just one bird a day, learn about them, and then teach that to someone else. I feel like when you teach it to another person, you remember it much easier. It's the same way I talk about this animal. Sometimes I'm learning it for the first time, and then I talk about it, and it starts sticking into my brain, where it just becomes much easier to even talk about. Now impalas look a bit calm, enjoying this short grass. So when it does rain a lot, it did rain a lot the past, let's say 3 days, 4 days, and this area did get a little bit marshy, but it looks like at least they're enjoying what was the grass, all the grass, the water it's used up to grow. But I will try my best to get to our young giraffe. I do see them trying to cross the road, because today is babies in the bush, and we do love all the young babies. I do, especially. I just find them so adorable. Any tiny thing. Last time we got to even see a baby mongoose, but it was too fast. Like, it was running across the road, and I was like, what are you doing? Where's mom? And then mom came and grabbed the baby by her mouth, and they ran off together. So we didn't get a chance to get a closer look, but that was so adorable. And the young one was so shocked. It was like, what? So mom, I'm sure, gave it a very good briefing. And right there at the back, you can see there's a bit of a pool. So that's towards governor's camp, the camp we're staying at. And it's always nice when you just step out the front gate, all these animals are just waiting for you, waiting to say hello, good morning, ask you how you're doing. Like, really, how are you feeling today? And you come and you just tell them all your worries, and you forget, they forget, and then that's much better. Everyone can move on and have a good day. Claire, oh, thank you for your question. Well, I was hoping it's happening soon, because we got to see 2 young impalas next to Mara River towards the main crossing, and they were just about with 2 females. So I was just like, oh, it's about that season. But I've tried to look for some of the harem. We do get to see them, but no sign. And they usually do sync up their birthing season, so they do kind of overwhelm a lot of predators, because the impalas, very adorable, very cute. Yes, they have horns, especially the males, but compared to a lion, they're not as strong. So usually it is about maybe just overwhelm them with so many young ones that at least a few of them or more of them will survive, because they will be picked out here and there. Oh, I see the young one. Let me see if we're able to try get to the giraffe. They're walking nicely out in the open. Hold on. And I feel like I've seen these giraffes before, but again, it's always in the far distance. So right behind me now is the marsh area. And then in front of me, we have the tree line that heads towards the Mara River. And the crocodiles we saw today were far end of this road. A nice 5 kilometers or so. But today it's been such a beautiful morning. There's no cloud cover whatsoever. So I am highly suspecting it's going to be a really hot day. And if it's a hot day, the marsh is going to be the place to check out. Our ellies do love to come and eat and wallow. Even the giraffes, I've noticed they'll come here too. The impalas, water bucks, the baboons also, my funny friends at their headquarters, because they're always at the same spot. And they're not really shy of cars. They actually just block you on the road. And even if you're trying to pass, they just look at you and you're like, okay, you know what, we'll just stay here and wait for them to go on about their day. We're almost there. Oh, cutie pies. I love how baby giraffes always look so miniature. They're just a miniature giraffe. Still a long neck, not as long as mom's, obviously. Almost there. So it's nice just driving around and looking around. You never know what you'll see.
Hi, I'm Amy Krantz, Wild Earth presenter and private guide. I'd love for you to join me on safari. There it is! What I bring to a safari is a genuine love and care for people. To be able to create a memorable, special experience brings me so much joy. That's what takes a normal safari and makes it extraordinary.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Are you ready to turn your travel dreams into a reality? Africa is full of exciting adventures and stunning wildlife. This isn't just a journey. It's a once-in-a-lifetime wildlife adventure I'd like to take you on. Join me, James Hendry, and connect with nature. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
One, it's because when they are born, they start standing up in the first 30 minutes or so. And when they do so, they just know, like, yeah, we have to follow mom, and I think those muscles are just ready to go. Oh, we even have others on this other side. Wow, they're everywhere. Let's go back on the road. Oh, I love the tiny ones. And I like how they always just want to follow mom, which is good. Why would you want to be away from mom? Even me right now, I still follow my mom around. Even when we go to the supermarket, I'm just following you. Let me see, it's a bit bumpy here. I don't know if we're able to get there. No, but there's so many of them around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there are more even in the tree line. It looks like the trend of giraffes is still going on. Looks like, Ian, we've been doing tree, and now we're doing giraffe. Let's go see some giraffes with Ian.
Yeah, we've also found some giraffe. I'm just loving this oxpecker on the top of the ossicone of this male. He's chewing some greenthorn tree that he's been feeding in. And yeah, fantastic to see the giraffe. We haven't seen a lot of giraffe. I saw one one of the first days that we went for a drive, and then it's been pretty quiet until around about now. So it's been a few days, but it's really nice to get this giraffe. They're actually, it's sort of a tower of about 3 or 4. These two are in the shot here. There's one feeding away But this boy is standing out in the open, and they are enjoying the sun. They're very relaxed. And a nice way for us to sort of end our morning drive. No, absolutely, Helen. I was just saying, I think the last time I saw a giraffe was last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, so like over a week ago. And look at these guys, they're just standing here, chewing the fat, kicking back. And you find them, you wonder where they've been. This guy's sort of been standing here. There's another female in the area. There's one on the other side of the road here. So I'm counting 4. And very calm and relaxing, just watching them. Yeah, they are an incredibly interesting animal, and when they walk, they do look like they do everything in slow motion, and then when they run, it's almost like a gallop. There's definitely that slow-mo feel, where you sort of feel like it's surreal watching them run. Oxpeck is happy with them. And he's still chewing away. Almost looks like he's got a what do you call it, a bulge there in his cheek from food, so he's been really like feeding himself. And there's one moving in front of us now. But talking about oxpeckers and on animals, let's go and see what the oxpeckers that Dan has is on. Okay, awesome. Yeah, crazy from oxpeckers to a herd of buffalo, and there are certainly lots of oxpeckers here. We're around this watering hole that we try to, those lions might be on their way up here, but they're still quite a distance. And I was hoping they were going to come and meet us here at this watering hole, but that's not the case. They maybe get here a little bit later on in the day. Try to predict their behavior, but we couldn't get it. But we did manage to see what they caught. They caught and finished off an impala very quickly. And yes, those lions are hunting machines. Maybe they're going to start taking down buffalo soon. I know they've attempted many buffalo, but managing to take them down is a tricky one. This looks like quite a large herd, actually. I think we're just in the front of the herd. Theo, you're hoping for some buffalo and lion action this afternoon. That would be amazing. These buffalo are experienced at defending against this pride. So it'll be very interesting to see how it goes. Although the lions were walking straight up into this direction towards this waterhole, and maybe throughout the course of the day they will join up. Wouldn't that be interesting? And this might be a really good place to start this afternoon. But it has been an awesome morning from all over Africa. We've had lions down here in the Sandringham and up in the Imara. We've had giraffes, lots of birding as well. Saddleboard stork this side, crested barbet with Ian. Some good oxpeckers, and from all of us around the continent, all the presenters, all the cameramen, it's been a wonderful morning. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to sit here with you and take you along on the journey. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts and comments. It's been wonderful to tag along. I hope to see you guys this afternoon, where we will be back again with our very own live and interactive safari. From myself and Mpoza and everybody in the Wild Earth team all over the place, thank you and have a great morning.
evening. Did you hear that?
A bit of vitamin D. Very majestic. Look at this guy.